The room was silent. No guards, no witnesses. Just a king, and a man no one feared. He stepped forward, not like a warrior, not like a threat, but with something far more dangerous. A plan, hidden beneath his robe, was a weapon no one had searched for, and in just a few seconds, a king would fall, and a nation would rise and be free. But this moment didn't begin here. It began 18 years earlier. Israel had seen this pattern before. Victory, then comfort, and then slowly, quietly forgetting their God. No rebellion at first, just small compromises, moments where God became optional. And slowly, everything began to break down. Immorality, idolatry. Then from the east came a shadow. Eglon, king of Moab. Not reckless, not loud, but patient, strategic. He didn't rush conquest. He built it. Trade routes first, alliances next, pressure from every side. Until Israel didn't just lose battles, they lost control. Cities fell. Systems collapsed. And then came the weight of it. 18 long years of oppression. 18 years of waking up and knowing you are not free. Men worked, but everything they built belonged to someone else. Mothers watched their children grow with no future to promise them. Fathers carried responsibility without authority. Every harvest taken, every gain controlled, every effort owned by another king. And then came the humiliation, the tribute. Every year a line formed, long, silent, broken, men carrying gold, grain, livestock, walking toward Moab, heads lowered, eyes empty. Because this wasn't just payment. It was a message. You belong to someone else. But among them was a man no one noticed, Ehud. He didn't stand out. He didn't speak loudly. He didn't lead crowds. He simply existed in the background. But inside him, something was different. Not anger, not rage. Something quieter, stronger. Conviction. Ehud was left-handed. In that world, that mattered. Everything was built for the right hand. Training for battle was for the right-handed. Weapons were crafted for the right-handed. Combat was for the right-handed. Left-handed, you were overlooked, dismissed, ignored, and so Ehud lived his life, unseen. But sometimes, what the world ignores, God is preparing. One night, Ehud couldn't sleep. The silence was too loud. The weight of 18 years of oppression, too heavy. He replayed it all. The suffering, the humiliation, the helplessness. And then, something shifted. Not a voice, not a vision, but a clarity that refused to leave. This must end, not someday, not when things improve, now. But how? He had no army, no title, no authority, no power. But he had something else, access, position, and a weakness no one understood. So he began to plan, quietly, carefully. Every detail mattered. He crafted a weapon, a dagger, double-edged, short, sharp, precise. Not for battle, but for one moment, one decision, one strike, and then he made the move that changed everything. He strapped it to his right thigh, not where guards would check, because no one expects a left-handed man to carry a weapon. What looked like limitation became strategy. Then the day came. The tribute was ready. The line formed again. Same road, same silence, same shame. But this time, Ehud wasn't just walking. He was moving toward destiny. He was moving to set Israel free. The palace rose ahead, massive, cold, unforgiving. Inside, Eglon waited, comfortable, confident, untouchable. Or so he believed. The tribute was presented. Everything normal, everything expected, nothing suspicious. Ehud bowed, turned, walked away, step by step. He moved away from the moment, away from danger, away from history. And then he stopped. This was it. No second chance, no backup plan, no safety net. He turned around and said to King Eglon, "I have a secret message for you, O king. Curiosity, interest, desire. Silence, my stars," the king commanded. The room emptied, doors shut. Two men, one moment. The air became heavy. Eglon stood, expecting gain, expecting control. Ehud stepped closer, calm, still. "I have a message from God for you." And then, in one sudden motion, he reached with his left hand, pulled the dagger, and drove it in, deep, final, unavoidable. The hand they ignored became the weapon they never saw. No panic, no chaos. Ehud moved with precision, locked the doors, walked out, calm, invisible again. The guards waited. Time passed. Too much time. And when they realized, it was already over. King Eglon was dead, lying in a pool of his own blood. Ehud returned to Israel, but this time, he didn't blend in. He stood up. "Follow me," he said. "The Lord has given the enemy into your hands." And something broke. Fear collapsed. Courage rose. They moved. Together. Strong. Determined. They fought. They reclaimed. They took back what was stolen. 10,000 enemies fell in one day. Not one escaped. 18 years of oppression ended in one day. Peace returned. Not briefly, not temporarily, but for 80 years, because God used a man no one expected. Let this settle in. Ehud wasn't the strongest. He wasn't trained for battle. He wasn't obvious, but he was available and willing. What people overlook, God uses. What looks like weakness may be your strategy. So now I ask you, what is it about you that you think disqualifies you? Your past, your limitations, your struggles. What if that's exactly what God wants to use? Don't just pass this moment. Comment right now. God can use me. Hit the like button. If this video challenged you, so it can each others, share it with someone who feels overlooked, and subscribe to this channel so you can see more of such stories. Because the stories people ignore are the ones that can change your life. Because sometimes the person no one expects is the one God has chosen.